Hello there and welcome
to the new channel.
Here to help you see
the new you.
My name is Carmine Ortega.
Dennis Calamba.
This is Nato Agbayani.
My name is Juan Lu.
I'm Chino.
I'm Trisha.
This is Apple Manansala.
This is Attorney Karlo Biglang-awa.
This is Attorney Sheila Santiago.
This is Angie.
This is Argamid.
My name is Dante Salama.
This is Jesse Francis Rebastillo.
I'm Dania Cunha.
Mon Mendoza.
I am Mapet Rahina.
I'm Leo Bryan. Mike.
Nice one, dear.
Sir Al Ian Barcelona.
Marvin Salazar. This is Sunny Haldons.
Heidi Lumainos.
This is Ivan Jude.
Patrick Geronimo.
Alan Perez.
My name is Erwin Ursua.
My name is Bob.
My name is Lloyd Luna and this is
Future.
The Talk.
Family Business.
The Puppet Stories.
After Shift.
PNC Town Hall.
YOLO.
Marketplace.
The Home Buyer.
HR Hotline.
Danny Art Show.
Healthline.
Foreign Affairs.
COVID Stories.
Awesome Day Show.
Thank you.
Money and More.
Cybernext.
Women at Work.
Win Within.
Port Project.
The Big Picture.
Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. Sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you. Sometimes life makes you blind and you choose something bad. You just wanna cry and hide and save your face from the crowd. But sometimes life makes you see the beauty in you and me. When you look up above, there is God and there is love. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new. We're here to help you see the newness of life. We're here to help you feel your hope is so real. You got the power to see. We'll help you see the new you. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The New Channel. The New Channel. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everyone and welcome to The New Channel. Here to help you see the new you. My name is Bob and this is the Fort Project. Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Project, where we talk about money, business, and life. My name is Bob. Live tonight on TNC, and don't forget, we're actually simultaneously streaming live from Facebook and on YouTube. It is the second day for the month of January 2021. Welcome to the new year, everyone, and welcome to another Saturday weekend exciting episode. Tonight, it is season 2 still on the podcast, on the show, but this time episode 14. And by the way, how is everybody doing tonight? Well, congratulations. First things first, I'd like to congratulate you and us for being still here for this year, new year. And this is the very first month of this year, January 2, 2021. Congratulations. We survived. Not so blessed and fortunate for everybody who's not around, but then again, congratulations to you. And by the way, we are opening 2021 with not so good news, because I think we have an international lockdown again, not just in Dubai, not just the Philippines, because of the new stream of the COVID-19. If you know anything about that, feel free to give us a message on the comment section down below, wherever you are watching this. By the way, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, especially if you're going to be watching this later on the replay. All right, so celebrating really special today. Maybe it's your birthday, anniversary, whatever that is. Hello to you, congratulations, and thank you so much for celebrating it with us right here on TNC on the Ford Project. Now, nothing short of, or my episode tonight is nothing short of excitement. All right, since we're on this year, 2021, we're still going to be talking about money, business, and life. Now, later on, it's actually on his bio that he actually sent me. We're going to dive a little bit into being having financial freedom with biblical principle. That what's actually interests me on actually his bio. But then again, yeah, let's dive into my next guest for this evening, just to give you a little bit of information of who he is. He is a financial advisor at Sunlife and registered financial planner and real estate agent at PHILGEMS Realty Corporation. As a financial planner, his heart is to educate people in applying the steps towards financial freedom with biblical principles. Yeah, I told you. That's what interests me in getting him on the show tonight. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Karlo Biglang-awa.
Hi, good evening, Bob, and thank you for inviting me here in your podcast. And I just want to greet our audiences from around the globe. And I just want to shout out my friends who are tuning in tonight, Mr. Virgel Gutierrez. And actually, I have mother-in-law and brother and sister-in-law right there in UAE. So I just want to say hello. And even sa mga ninong-ninang po namin na nandyan din sa UAE, hi, good evening. And sa mga friends po natin tuning in, hi. And I'm so excited to share with you our discussion tonight about finances. And thank you again, Bob, for this very exciting discussion. And thank you for inviting me here.
All right, there you go. Well, you have a lot of families right here in Dubai. Did you actually send the link, diba? Para at least, diba, meron tayong mga viewers all the way from the Middle East, from Dubai. So yeah, first things first, bro, how is your newly born kid? Baby boy, baby girl?
Baby girl, brother, baby girl.
Congratulations to the very first baby in the family. How's the wife? How's everything?
Yeah, actually, we're doing good and we're adjusting still, no? Kasi as a new parent, hindi pala madali na mag-alaga, especially right now, we're in the pandemic. But of course, with the help of our relatives and loved ones and our friends, we're coping up as new parents. And we have a lot of learnings on how to handle our finances as well. And of course, how we will raise her. Actually, she turned 7 months just last December 20. And we're excited to learn more pa about parenting. And I know, Bob, ikaw rin, you're already a dad. And marami tayong natututunan kapag ka naging magulang na. No? Hindi pala talaga biro, but it's very fulfilling. How about you, Bob? Kamusta naman yung mga kids mo dyan sa UAE?
Exactly. Well, yeah, they're actually my kids, but not technically. We have an 8-year-old and an 11-year-old right here in Dubai. They just got here a few months back. Yeah, we just had a brunch yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. So it was fun. It was fun. Everything's good. The movement in Dubai is not as restricted as before. We're trying to still move as we are a movie city right here in Dubai, Middle East, and everything's good right here on our side. And it's just that it's a bad news na meron na naman daw pala, diba? Now we have another stream of virus, which is now UK. If you're from UK, you are banned from 30 plus countries. So nobody wants you in their country. So hindi ka nila papapasukin. So including us right here in Dubai, if you're coming from London, medyo mag-U-turn ka muna. So aside from that, we're still trying to thrive and continue life. And like I said kanina, congratulations to each and every one of us who are still here. Not so fortunate yung mga medyo di na natin kasama. But so anyway, going back to you, you're 28 years old, right?
Yeah, I'm 28 years old and looking great naman as a millennial husband and of course a new dad. And I'm learning a lot this season. And you're right, bro. No, we want to of course extend our life to other people. Especially right now, we are facing a new year, and we're excited to at least share our experiences and our knowledge about finance, and hopefully we are able to add value to our audiences tonight because our heart talaga is to help Filipinos and even other nations na tuning in tonight here in your podcast.
That's right. And well, I guess I also need to thank you for being here on this episode, and it's an honor to have you here on the podcast, of course. So let's get it on. All right. So you're 21. You're very newly dad. I mean, you got married how many years ago? What is the first things first? What is your background after graduating from college?
Yeah. When I graduated in college, I first worked as an auditor, no? And I'm so curious how to build my finances because I've attended a lot of seminars about building finances and how to do business. And during my first job, I started building my savings, of course, with the help of other people. Then I realized that it's not easy, when I graduated, kasi I think everything will be easy and I will be able to build my finances as I want. But I realized that it takes hard work and we need discipline. And of course, as an auditor, I learned something about numbers, how to monitor your finances using Excel. So shout out sa mga CPAs dyan or auditors who love to use Excel. But eventually, I became connected in an insurance and investment company. And from that company, I learned a lot of things, how to manage our finances, starting small, and then eventually how to grow it as well. And of course, I also learned that money is behavioral because it depends on our behaviors. And more than the knowledge that we have, sometimes alam naman na natin kung anong dapat gawin, di ba? But it's very hard for us to save money, especially we experienced a lot of challenges last year, even right now, as we start the year. But of course, if we have discipline and we know the behaviors that we should have, we will be able to navigate the things so we can reach our goals. Because I believe, Bob, we have our financial goals. And from that organization I am part of, I've been in the financial services industry for around 6 years now and 7 years in the real estate. So I combined the learnings and right now I'm also applying it in myself. So I'm not exempted sa struggle. So we also struggle din naman as an advocate. But I'm applying the principles and I realized na it's a step-by-step process na hindi naman pala natin kailangan madaliin and we need to appreciate every season. So that's what I've learned in the past years, and slowly I'm building my finances and of course helping Filipinos because our heart, Bob, is to see a brighter Philippines, a nation that will be progressive in the coming years. And of course, it will start in our families. I believe our nation will progress if each member of the household will be knowledgeable in handling finances and of course, growing it as well. Like the progressive countries, di ba? Yung mga first world countries, sabihin na natin US, UAE, or even Singapore. So that's our vision and our heart. That is why we are educating Filipinos.
That's right. That's very, very true. And that's what we're trying to actually do tonight on the episode of the podcast, to actually give the awareness, information, and maybe wisdom eventually, if
Yeah.
I may say. Now, okay, one really quick question, Carl. Since you're in the financial world, in the real estate, early on your life, you learn. All right, you have maybe a different circle that will elevate your game in life, and you wanted to step up. Now, one really quick question: is there something wrong with us Filipinos when it comes to money?
Yeah, actually, of course, that to generalize, no. Based on the demographics, based on the statistics, majority of the Filipinos are not aware of the techniques on how we can handle our finances or how we can grow our finances on a step-by-step manner, because there's a lot of people here in our country or even in other nations, no. So not to generalize that we want to do shortcuts, we want to build our wealth in a fast manner, but in reality there will be discipline, there will be hard work, and of course we need to know the process and the right approach, such as, of course, you need to do budgeting, very basic, and of course you need to build your savings. And sometimes we as Filipinos, we are not used to talk about finances, diba, during our family dinner, if I may say, diba, we are not comfortable to discuss about these things. But you know what, it's really good to discuss this in our family, because it will help us to make a difference in our community, and of course it will be carried by other generations as well. Of course, tayo as a new dad, me as a new dad, and you as a father as well, you want to pass the knowledge and even the wisdom, as you said a while ago, to our children, so that it will be also carried over to the next generation. And as our economy grow, our role is very important in educating Filipinos. So I think the mindset of not discussing finances in our family should be eliminated, and of course it should not be a taboo, as long as we discuss it with wisdom and we try to educate our younger generation.
Exactly. A while back, you said money is behavioral. Now let's talk about that a little bit. And I heard that from Randall. He's been in my radio show several times right here in Dubai, Middle East, and great guy. A lot of positive vibes. Whenever I guest, whenever I have him on the show, I'm always pumped up with energy. I don't know why, but it's all about energy. Now, when we say behavioral, what are the common myth of us Filipinos when it comes to money? Pag sinabing pera, ano yung kalimitang mindset ng Pinoy about money?
Yeah, actually, just to shout out si Ninang Lordy, nanonood ngayon. And of course, si Sir Randall is also my mentor. Yeah, and one of the things na naging mindset ng mga Filipinos about money is that as we earn, we should also spend, di ba? Kasi minsan we want to increase our lifestyle and we want to impress other people that we don't like, di ba? Kasi we want them to notice that we are progressing. But in reality, it's not about impressing other people. And when we say behavioral, meaning we have different psychological behaviors as an individual. So we cannot compare our journey to others, because you have your own battle in your finances. For example, you cannot compare your chapter 20 to someone else chapter 1. And of course, there should be a discipline behind it, kasi head knowledge is different from the application. Diba? Minsan, we want to save money or we want to buy our future house, but today we are not doing something about it. So it's really something that is connected in our psychological behaviors. We need to understand that we need to also evaluate ourselves. Ano ba yung strengths natin? Ano ba yung weaknesses natin? So that in handling finances as well, we can tailor fit the techniques that we can apply, because the advices that we are giving is not absolute to everyone. Meaning, we need to assess first the current situation of a particular person or family on how they can start building their finances. Kasi, for example, Bob, if I will give you an advice to start investing in the stock market, but you're still struggling in budgeting, so we need to go back first in budgeting. That is why money is really behavioral, and we need to assess first the current situation of a particular person before taking actions.
So it's like very, very basic knowledge and information on money. Now, I have a question, but you can answer this after the quick break on this hour. Okay, I'm an individual. My family are all employees. They're not entrepreneurs. They're not business-minded people. Where do I get all this information, knowledge, wisdom about financial literacy, money, budgeting, and stocks and everything like that? So yeah, that's my question. Right after break this time, we're going to be pausing for a quick one, and we'll be coming right back with more. Hey, thanks a lot. We're back again right here on the second season of the podcast. This is the Fort Project, where we talk about money, business, and live. Episode 14 tonight on the show. And I'd like to invite you guys to like, follow, and share this Facebook page, the new channel of TNC. And we have a whole lot of different programs for you, and a whole lot of different topics that you can actually see on the screen right now, starting from the big picture. The host is none other than a good friend of mine, the CEO of TNC, Lloyd Luna. And of course, the following shows, we have beauty tips, we have after shift, we have women at work, we have tech program for you. Also the marketplace where you can actually buy and sell things, properties. You can buy, you can own, you can manage properties. We have U-Turn, all about life, and of course a whole lot. COVID stories is right there, so you can see we have a whole lot of different program and different program hosts. And you can also check us out on Instagram. And tonight, again, we're simultaneously broadcasting from Facebook and on YouTube. Now, speaking of which, we have a new show that's going to be coming up in this coming January 5. The premiere is happening this coming ano ba 5? O basta 5, January 5, January 5, 2021, 7:30 p.m. Mental Shift with Michelle Maras, the world premiere. So to find out what the show is all about, please do tune into us right here on TNT. Looking forward to that. Wow, we have 20 plus programs right here on this beautiful channel. All right, so my guest tonight is Karlo Biglang-awa, who's actually a financial advisor and in the real estate business. All right, so the question earlier before we get into a break is, where do I get this information? Hindi negosyante nanay ko, hindi negosyante tatay ko, ito lang kasi yung circle ko, Bob. So how do, because it's like him, he's only 28. So kung may iba na maabot ng 30, 40, hindi na alam pa paano gumagana yung pera eh. So Karlo, let's talk about that really quick. Saan ko makikita yung ganyan? Yung mga tropa ko, ang pinag-uusapan naman is gimmick, lalabas. So where do I get this information if I wanted to?
So, good evening again to our viewers tonight. And of course, if you want to know more about the techniques in handling finances, it's very important to know the right avenue. And right now, because of the social media, you will see a lot of things, but you need to look for credible individuals who will share with you the right way to build your finances. Because I just want to share also, but there will be some people who are not authorized by the authority to share finances. And sometimes may mga kababayan tayo na nalalagay sa scam, no? So we want to look for companies or organizations that are registered, of course, in the Securities and Exchange Commission. You can look for banks, of course, insurance companies, or even financial planners like us who are licensed by the authorities such as the Insurance Commission. So you need to look for people who are really credible and licensed kasi we want to protect you from the misleading information as well sa internet. So you can also follow our YouTube channel. Just search my name, and of course we have a lot of friends who are also in the industry. So I think, Bob, they just need to check the background of an organization, or if the individual who is talking to them is really licensed and credible enough.
Mm-hmm. Now, one of the typical scenario that I see in household, typical Filipino family na tama siya sa mo kanina, hindi pinag-uusapan ng pera. Now, the problem is, pag nag-aaway-away ng topic nila, pera. So, dun pa lang nadidiscuss yung pera. So, why do you think that's the case in most Filipino household?
I think because we want to take care of our family members, and ayaw natin na ma-offend yung mga nasa pamilya natin. And sometimes we want na kumbaga may sarili na lang tayong diskarte para hindi na sila maapektuhan. But you know what? If we will discuss finances with the right principles, like what I mentioned in my bio, we discuss biblical principles, we will never go wrong because Bible is very foundational and it's our basis of everything we do as an advocate of finances. Sabi ko nga, I advocate biblical finance kasi I came across with an acronym before about Bible. Sabi doon, it's the basic instruction before leaving earth. And you know what? Sa Bible, we have a lot of verses about finances. And in reality, maganda na pag-usapan siya because we want to be a good steward of what we have. Meaning, what God entrusted us, we want to grow it as well so we can also be a blessing to other people. So I think we just need to have the right mindset and the right principles para kapag pinag-usapan to sa family natin, hindi siya maging nakakailang or awkward. Kasi minsan, ang iniisip nating mga Pilipino, baka isipin ng magulang ko, masyado naman akong mukhang pera, or bakit ito lagi yung pinag-uusapan ko, baka masyado akong ambitious. But you know what, if you have the right mindset or principle, like what I have mentioned, you will never go wrong because money is a tool. Of course, it should not be our master, but we can use our resources to be a blessing to other people and of course to help yung mga nasa community natin or even our relatives na nangangailangan. So I think we just need to know the why or the reason why we want to talk about finances in our family. So we can approach our parents or even our spouse, di ba? Minsan ito yung nagiging conflict sa mag-asawa, di ba? Kasi yung asawa na babae or yung lalaki man, minsan ayaw nilang i-open up kasi feeling nila baka isipin bakit ito yung pinag-uusapan natin. Pero you know what? If you will know how to discuss it with your spouse, mas magiging smooth din yung mga plans niyo. Like kami ng wife ko, we usually talk about our finances from time to time. We budget what are our priorities at this season as new parents, ano ba yung mga dapat nating bawasan or ano yung dapat nating paglaanan ng budget natin. So I think that's our goal, Bob, to have the right mindset and principles. Like what I have said, if we want to plant the right thing, we need to know the right source as well, which is the Bible. That's why we advocate biblical finance.
And of course, if I may add, a whole lot of people are actually on social media, especially now that it's quarantine pandemic. Try to actually look for the legit, because there's a lot of fake gurus. And another thing, Karlo, is when we say seminar, when we say webinar, ang typical mindset ng Pinoy, boring yan, ayoko yan. Especially if it's all about wealth, finances, pera.
Okay.
Why do you think ganyan ang naging takbo for the past, 100 years ng utak ng Pinoy? Pag seminar, ako yan.
Yeah, I think because of the influence as well of the media. Because growing up as a millennial, di ba, we watch shows usually more on we want drama or we want love story. Of course, it's not bad naman to watch these no stories. Actually, I also watch Korean novela recently, but I think we need to also start educating sa school pa lang. Kasi when we were still in the university, Bob, no, I think you also experienced this. Most of what we learned are from the book, but not on the practical side. So I think those are also the reason why we are not yet used to discussing business and finance during this time, even in webinars. Kaya yun yung mindset natin kasi feeling natin baka sobrang hirap niyan, baka sobrang technical niyan, like what we experience in college. But in reality, right now, we want to focus on the practical side of things, no? How we can apply, how we can build the cash flow quadrant na tinatawag. I think you're familiar with that. You could be an employee, you could be self-employed, you could be a businessman and an investor as well. So if you want to increase your cash flow, you need to be in at least 2 quadrants. So yung mga ganong principle, hindi ko siya natutunan nung college, even though I graduated with a business degree. So I think we need to remove that mindset na baka masyadong technical yung mga dinidiscuss sa mga trainings or webinars. But in reality, after graduating, we want to focus on the practical steps. Paano ba natin mapoprotect yung assets natin? How we can pass our assets to our next generation. I think, Bob, isa rin sa mga hindi masyado na pag-uusapan sa Philippines is about transferring of assets or yung tinatawag natin na estate planning. This is one of the reason why maraming mga nahihirapan mag-transfer ng assets kasi hindi pa nila napag-usapan nung malakas pa yung mga parents or lolo-lola, hindi pa nila na-transfer yung documents sa next generation. So I think, Bob, it's more of the influence of the media or even our school, no? Not to to mention na wala tayong natutunan, but we learned a lot. But I think we need to inject practical principles that will really be applicable in our real life.
That is very, very true. No, with your industry, with my industry, in the network marketing industry, it's very true. No, na ang nangyayari kasi parang sa teleserye ang napapanood nila. Okay, let's say for example, let's discuss yung documentation ng I don't know, businesses, yung lupa, yung lote, yung bahay kanino mapupunta. When they discuss that in front of the parents, iniisip o nandun sa teleserye, bakit nyo dinidiscuss yan? Malalakas pa naman kami, buhay pa naman kami. So, ang dating tuloy sa tao at sa nanonood, mukhang pera. But in reality, like what you said, totoo, dapat i-discuss natin to that when the time comes, kailangan na, madali na. Kasi ang mangyayari niyan, wala na kayong problema, namatay na kayo. Pero yung mga anak nyo nag-aaway-away. Diba? Dahil sa hindi nyo na nag-usapan. Now, speaking of millennials and the generation that we have, my next question, Karlo, is gearing towards there are a lot of businesses that are very, very simple to apply. But I think people, especially Filipinos, they don't have the patience to actually work it for 5 to 10 years. Ang mas gusto nila is to be unemployed, and I don't think that they see that as a they have a patience to work 40 years, but they don't have a patience to actually work the business or build the business 5 to 10 years. So may mali na talaga eh. Tama ba? When we say entrepreneurial mindset or building an empire, ayoko niyan kasi seminar yan, kasi dinidiscuss yan ganito, ganyan. So, pero hindi sila naiinip na every 9 a.m. nasa office sila, lalabas sila ng 5 hanggang 60-65. Tama ba? Why do you think medyo, kumbaga sa computer, na corrupt na yung motherboard ng CPU?
Yeah, I think siguro to add with what you mentioned, I believe naman there's a calling for every person. So there will be people who are called to be employees. They will grow in their company. They will become managers, executives. And there are people who are called naman into business. So I think to strike the balance between employment and entrepreneurship, it's more of the calling that we have. Kasi not all are called to become business people. It's more of knowing your strengths as well. And if you're an employee, of course, you know a lot of employees who are also building their wealth because they have the discipline. So just to balance the discussion, if you're a businessman, you also need to know the different principles. And dun sa scenario na parang minsan ayaw mag-build ng tao ng business. They want to get rich quick. Kaya minsan parang ayaw nila mag-start ng business from scratch kasi parang feeling nila masasayang yung time and merong risk kasi na tinatawag. Each person kasi has different risk tolerance. So some people are aggressive, some people are conservative. So there's nothing wrong between the two options, whether you will become an employee or entrepreneur, as long as you know the principles behind on how to build your finances. Of course, for example, if you're an employee and you're investing in the stock market, so you're like a businessman as well because you have passive income and you can earn while sleeping, because the difference between employment and entrepreneurship are the leverage na tinatawag. Because if you're a businessman, you have people working for you and your effort will multiply. So if you're an employee, of course, you have a certain job working for a particular number of hours and you're paid with a salary. So there's nothing wrong with that as long as we know the strategies such as the leverage. We know that there are investing opportunities that you can grow your money while working in a corporation. So siguro yun yung balance between the two, Bob, no? Because we want to share to our viewers that each person has a specific calling naman. So it depends on the skill set, it depends on the strengths na binigay sa atin ni Lord. So we can also add value to our community because not all can become the president or CEOs, but not all naman can be rank and file. So it's more of adding value to your company. Wherever you are right now, you need to put your effort, and of course, you need to have wisdom kung ano ba yung dapat mong gawin so you can also maximize the returns that you can get if you're an employee or even if you're in business. So that's my perspective, Bob, no? Kasi ito yung madalas talagang pinag-uusapan eh. Kailangan ko ba magnegosyo or kailangan ko bang mag-climb sa corporate ladder? Because I've experienced being in the corporate settings and being in the entrepreneur side.
That's true. That's the yeah, there's a balance. And well, with your industry and again, my industry, matagal na tanggap na natin yan na hindi lahat pwedeng yumaman, hindi lahat pwedeng mag-successful. It's just that when you saw somebody post on social media, ay, back to reality. Kasi gagaling lang niya ng Palawan, gagaling lang niya for a 30-day vacation sa Boracay. So it only means that you don't like and you don't love what you do in your office. Kasi when you say back to reality with a sigh, na parang, eto na. And we've seen this, 100 times on social media. So this is what we're trying to just give information dun sa mga would love and would like to start transitioning from being an employee to being in business. And that's right. No, yung sabi mo kanina, no, yung leverage, medyo pagkakaiba kasi if you're working for somebody else instead of you working for yourself. If you wanted to be an entrepreneur. So now you've obviously very eloquent, very intelligent in the industry that you've chosen. Everybody would love to ask, or everybody would like to ask, is there an instant way para yumaman ako, Bob?
Actually, yun yung madalas talagang itanong, no? Paano ba yung magiging milyonaryo agad ako kinabukasan? You know what, Bob, in reality, no, to our viewers as well, to our kababayans and even sa ibang bansa na nanonood sa atin ngayon, we want to emphasize yung pagiging diligent and of course, baby steps na tinatawag in building your wealth. Kasi ang gusto rin nating matutunan ng mga kababayan natin is the discipline, because if you will get rich quick without knowing the right techniques or approach, baka hindi mo rin malaman kung paano siya i-handle talaga. Kasi ang goal natin is not just to build but also to preserve our wealth. So there are ways naman na may mga talagang umaasenso ng mabilis because of business, or maybe there's an opportunity that came along na meron nga tayong tinatawag na leverage, nag-multiply yung effort, nag-grow yung business because of the digital economy na tinatawag, such as yung sa Amazon, di ba? The reason why they're now si Jeff Bezos na yung richest man because of the leverage of the internet. So may mga pagkakataon na pwede kang makapag-build ng wealth ng mabilis, but our heart naman is to emphasize na it's not about getting rich quick without knowing the right principles. Kasi sometimes, if you get rich quick ng mabilisan, for example na lang, Bob, di ba, pag tumaya ka sa loto, naging milyonaryo ka kinabukasan or even multi-millionaire, pero hindi mo alam kung paano mo ba siya palalaguin or ipe-preserve. Ano ba yung paglalagyan ko ng pera ko? Kailangan ko bang mag-save sa bangko? Kailangan ko bang maging insured, protected from life risk, or kailangan ko ba mag-start din ng another business, or kailangan ko ba mag-invest in the stock market. These things are learned step by step. These things are being imparted to us by people who are, sabihin na natin, knowledgeable in their field. So it's not more of getting rich quick, but it's more of building slowly but surely, and of course, preserving as well. Kasi may mga tao din naman talaga na sabihin na natin bigla nagkaroon ng malaking amount of money pero they don't know how to preserve it as well. So pagdating ngayon ng retirement natin or tumanda na tayo, wala rin tayong maipapasa sa next generation. Kasi yun naman yung heart natin, di ba? We want to make a difference not only in our generation but also to the succeeding one. Kasi like you, Bob, no, you're already a dad, and ako rin, we don't want na mag-build tayo only for our own, but because we want to make a difference to our loved ones. So I believe we need to have discipline in building our finances, and of course we need to have the right knowledge in order to preserve it as well and transfer it to the next generation. So that's my perspective. No, we're not fan of the get rich quick na scheme, but there will be opportunities that will allow you to grow your finances in lesser years compared to others. So we need to find the right opportunity with the right foundations.
That's right. We usually say this, that when we say when entrepreneurs, business people say that trust the process, it only means that it takes time, and it's a lot of effort and hard work and time that you put into the business. So ibig sabihin, may dadaanan before you can actually be financially successful. Now, what we do as Filipinos typical is, alam natin kitain yung pera pag kinita natin ginagastos natin. Now, in some other cases, maybe like us, kikitain yung pera and we will think the way na, okay, paano ko ba pwedeng i-multiply yung pera? Just like Chinese people.
Yeah.
Diba? So, that's a very, very good point. And I like that what you said, preserving, no? Kasi kinita and then and there's a lot of, napanood na natin many times na tumaya ng loto, nanalo, and just because he doesn't have the values and skills of an entrepreneur, after 3 months or after a year, yung 14 million niya, yung 10 million niya, yung 6 million niya, wala na talaga. Why? Because he doesn't have the skills, the values, and yung dapat na mindset when it comes to money. Now, on for my second break this time, and this is getting really, really interesting and getting malaman, all right, for tonight. So this time we're gonna be taking a short break again, and I'm gonna be coming back with my guest Karlo Biglang-awa right here on the Fort Project. Hey, thanks a lot. We're back again right here on the Fort Project where we talk about money, business, and life. Tonight, my host or your host is Bob right here, streaming live all the way from Dubai, UAE. This is the 14th episode of the season 2 of the podcast. And exciting topic because, again, it's money and how to build and how to actually see money in a different perspective this 2021. Because a lot of us, a lot of people, if you've seen this, up until now on social media, sana maganda yung pasok ng taon, sana may bonus, sana may pera, sana masagana yung bagong taon. And there's a lot of this on social media. And I just want to say this one really quick message that, and I think Karlo here would agree with me, it's your responsibility, not other people, not the company. It's not your wife, not your spouse or mom and dad. It's your responsibility to be financially successful. So, there's no Calvary, walang tulong, walang rescue. There's none. And once you understand that part, it's way easier to actually operate on your own with the right mindset and with the right circle of people and friends, gearing towards being becoming an entrepreneur or becoming in business. Now, Karlo, come here really quick. Do you want to say hi and hello to anyone tonight before we actually continue this episode?
Yeah, I just want to greet my friends in Manila and even in UAE. May mga relatives po kami dyan. And thank you po for your support. And nakita ko po sila Verhel, si Ninang Lordy. Even my wife is tuning in right now. And even sa mga manonood po siguro after our live, we just want to hope na everything is fine with you and keep safe po sa ating lahat and always be protective sa mga ginagawa natin so we can be in good health. Kasi I believe, Bob, health is also wealth. So we want to enjoy our finances with the good health na meron tayo. So good evening sa mga viewers natin.
All right, there you go. So again, Karlo, we always say this in our field that delayed or postponed gratification. What does that mean exactly for those of you who doesn't really understand postponed gratification? What exactly that means?
Yeah, I love what you said about delayed gratification because I heard that word when I graduated way back 2013. And at first, hindi ko rin maintindihan ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng delayed gratification. So, when I started working kasi I learned the value of hard work and yung mga kinikita pala natin, hindi pala siya biro. No? So, we need to know our priorities and we need to know where to allocate our income kung ano ba yung dapat natin paglagyan. Kasi especially kapag may sale, di ba? Like right now, may mga online shopping opportunities na for us, di ba? Like nung 12-12, 11-11. So, delayed gratification just mean na you know your priorities, when to spend, and where to allocate your finances. Kasi minsan, gusto natin talaga mabili agad yung mga desired natin na pwedeng gadgets or even the travels na gusto nating puntahan na lugar. Pero, of course, we need to assess our current situation first. What is my priority right now? Ano ba yung dapat kong gawin? And of course, nakapag-save na ba ako? Kasi we want to impart discipline. Usually, we teach yung tinatawag natin na savings first before spending. Kasi usually, ang nangyayari sa atin, Bob, after we receive our income, we spend it na, di ba? Siyempre, we pay the bills. And of course, ano ba yung mga gusto nating bilhin? And then, kung ano yung matitira, yun na yung savings natin. So, delayed gratification means that you know your priorities and you know the system na pwede mong gawin sa family mo, you budget, and of course, you establish your savings first. Ang goal naman natin is to start small. Hindi naman natin kailangan na maging malaki agad yung savings. But as long as we develop our habits, ito na yung tinatawag natin na baby steps. Parang ano yan, Bob, kapag nagtututbrush tayo or naliligo tayo, di ba hindi naman na natin siya nakakalimutan. Or minsan siguro kung malamig, parang tinatamad tayo maligo. But sa finances, that's the same thing. We need to have that discipline to save at least 10% of our income every month. Or if not possible, kasi minsan may mga circumstances talaga like ngayong pandemic, a lot of us really depleted our savings. That's the reality. So papasok ngayon ulit yung strategies natin and creativity. Paano ko ba mabibuild ulit yung emergency fund na meron ako? Because there will be uncertainties, di ba? May mga unexpected situations tayo. Like right now, we experience a lot of these things. So we need to have the strategies, the creativity, and discipline so we can have that delayed gratification because we have a goal na gusto nating ma-achieve. So we need to park some of the things that we want to do and babalikan na lang natin sila kapag meron na tayong budget. Or of course, God has a lot of ways pa rin naman to provide for us. So yeah, that's my take about delayed gratification. We need to know our priorities.
That's very, very true. Now, I want to go back a little bit about entrepreneurship because I've seen this post, I think, on Instagram that when you present a banana and money sa isang monkey o unggoy, ang pipiliin niya is yung banana. Kasi nga,
Okay.
it's for him, it's a shiny object na, uy, may banana. Without understanding that with money, you can buy more bananas. And I think nowadays, no, especially this, we're still on the crisis period. A lot of people are becoming entrepreneur. May nagluto ng fried
Yeah.
chicken, may nag-bake ng pandesal, may nag-bake ng whatever, ng pasta, ng lasagna, ng ano, i-deliver. So they're actually starting small in the entrepreneurship. Now, for people, they would choose, a job, which is, again, 9 to 5, without, knowing that a business eventually can give you more money than being an employee. Now, I just want to touch that really, really quick right there. Now, talon tayo sa social media, bro. Since we're talking
Sure.
about delayed gratification. There's a lot of haters online, bashers, and especially with the content creations or content creators nowadays, especially in the States. They're buying houses, they're buying sports cars. I don't know how you guys see this. May nagpost ng kotse, ang yabang naman ito. Dapat binibenta mo yung kotse mo, binibigyan mo yung pera sa mga mahihirap. How do you see that kind of mentality and attitude about people who did grind for 5-10 years and then now finally they're actually buying the things that can, affordable na sa kanila, kaya nang bilhin eh.
Yeah, I think dun papasok yung right mindset and perspective. Kasi I've heard someone din na nag-share siya. He's a businessman. I've attended a conference before and he shared his journey from being in the corporate world and building his business on the side, and eventually he owned his own company and bumili siya ng Ferrari, di ba? And sabi niya, minsan sinasabi daw nung mga kaibigan niya bakit daw bumili siya nun. So parang like what you mentioned, nami-misinterpret, but in reality, I believe it's more of the reason why they buy those things. And of course, masarap naman talagang sumakay sa sports car, di ba? But yeah, may mga tao kasi talaga na they can afford it, and because of the business that they built over the years, as long as they have the capacity to buy, and of course they still have their excess funds, they can still manage their resources, di ba? Meron naman talaga tayong mga multimillionaires and billionaires here in the Philippines or even outside, like sa inyo sa Abu Dhabi. So I think we just need to appreciate what they have, and if they built those things, di ba, pinag-ipunan talaga nila yon. And tayo naman, as we build our own, as we start a small business, like ngayong pandemic, di ba, we have opportunities to monetize our skill, like what you mentioned. May mga nagkaroon talaga ng business, nagkaroon ng mini restaurant sa bahay. Imagine, hindi na nila kailangan mag-rent sa malls just to sell their products. And ngayon, nasa online na lahat. And we need to capitalize our opportunities pagdating sa digital economy because of this internet. We can sell our services as well. If you're an accountant, you're a lawyer, you can provide your services online, and you don't need to be limited by a single source of income. As long as kaya pa ng time mo, you can be creative. Kasi nga ang goal naman natin right now, this pandemic, is to be creative and to add more value. Kasi if you add more value to other people, if you solve problems, people will also give back to you. If you're in business, they will patronize your products, or if you're an employee, they will give you a higher salary. So I think, Bob, it's more of giving respect to those people who achieve a lot of things. Kung bumili man sila ng sports car, we need to appreciate their hard work as well. And if you're still working your way through your business, you're just starting, don't be limited by what you have, but have the right perspective. Having an abundance mindset, it means that we want to do the things that we are doing with a greater perspective, that the one who will give us the capacity to produce wealth is our creator. So if we put him first, Of course, we want to do things with integrity in business. So God will also give us wisdom, and in that way, we can help more people, and with that, our business will grow. So there will be opportunities talaga if you will buy your your dream car or your dream house. So I think there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you still have the capacity to do the other things that are more important. Kasi ang mahirap naman, Bob, is pinilit natin bumili ng sobrang luxurious car, pero naka-loan naman siya sa bangko, and we're having a hard time paying our amortization. So I think that's my perspective on that, having the right approach, perspective, and of course, the right principles if you will buy stuff from your business.
If I don't know if you've had a chance to talk to somebody who's like that, na well, in my industry, kasi sabi namin, it's very very simple. Paano kaya yaman kung galit ka sa mayaman? If I'm that person and I will have the chance to meet you, what would you tell me? Eh Carlo, kasi tinan mo naman, di ba magkano yan, Ferrari, eh kung binenta na lang yan tapos binigay na lang sa atin yung di mas marami pa siya natulungan. What would you tell me?
If I'm in that situation, of course, wala pa naman ako sa ganung level, Bob, diba? Just being authentic to our viewers. But if I'm in that situation, I will just share my story to that person. Kung ano ba yung pinagdaanan, ano ba yung reason kung bakit ko ba to ginagawa, what's my why or reason why I do business, why I bought this thing. I will not kumbaga force that person, but I will just share my story kasi I believe stories are very powerful, and it's a way to connect to the heart of people. So it's more of getting personal, building relationship first to that person before I can say the principles that I have. Kasi we cannot kumbaga puwersahin yung mga tao na maging kagaya natin, or at least gawin yung mga tinuturo natin. But if we connect to them by heart, we build relationship with them, I think they will see the authenticity and they will see where we are coming from. Kasi each person has a different perspective. We need to place our shoes first sa shoes nila. Diba? Sabi nga sa 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, we need to understand others first before they can also understand us. So seek first to understand other people before you will be able to be understood as well.
Right. Now, my next question, Carlo, is about parents naman. Ito na, mga magulang. Anak, masama yan kasi dapat nakukontento ka lang. Yan. Kasi kasi anak, pag dumadaan ka sa bahay, wala ka na ibang diniscuss. Pera, business, negosyo, paano palaguin, paano palakihin, kita. Masama yan, anak. For the old ones, the parents. And I understand, I get that. It's a valid idea for them because nung panahon naman nila wala pang ganito eh. I mean, sino bang nakitaan nila ng Ferrari siguro, ng Lamborghini o ng negosyo, naging successful. Anak, 3 beses maghapon kumain, okay na tayo dyan, pasalamat na tayo. So, do you think there's a tweaking and adjusting that needs to be done in that kind of mindset, especially the parents?
I believe it's more of having the mindset of stewardship. Kasi if we are entrusted with small things, we can also handle bigger things. And it's about prosperity with a higher purpose. It's not bad to aim for a higher income in your business as long as you will use it for a greater benefit of your community and of course making a difference in the lives of other people. Like for example, 'di ba meron tayong mga billionaires sa Philippines na very generous kasi yung na-build nila na wealth ginagamit din nila to really help others. There's nothing wrong with aspiring for growth as long as you also appreciate what you have right now. So contentment with vision, I think that should be combined kasi hindi naman pwedeng meron tayong vision pero hindi na natin ma-appreciate yung present. And na-compromise naman natin yung present, nag-settle na tayo for less, hindi na tayo nag-aim for growth kasi ang goal naman natin is to become good steward of what we have so we can also use our talents that are given to us by our Creator. So contentment with a higher perspective, having a vision and prosperity yung mahalaga kasi magiging generous din naman dapat tayo. So we don't need to be limited by the mindset na kailangan ito na lang kasi makontento tayo. So, kasi mahalaga rin na you can help other people with the resources that you have. So, as long as you will use it in the right way, I think there's nothing wrong with that. But you should also appreciate your present, of course.
Now, a couple of minutes more to go before we actually let you go on this episode tonight. Again, thank you, Carlo. Okay, on your bio, financial freedom applying biblical principle. How do we do that? I mean, what does that mean?
Yeah, thank you for asking that question, Bob. I believe being financially free is relative. It differs from every person. Some people will say that financial freedom for them is traveling around the world. For other people naman, it's about providing a good education for their kids. But combining biblical principles is about doing the things that are written in the Bible in the practical world. And to, of course, be generous to other people because that is written in the Bible. And of course, we want to become diligent as well with what we are doing kasi we cannot do the things that we are doing naman ng pa-relax-relax lang tayo, or we are not being excellent kasi we want to, of course, add value to others. So we need to combine the spiritual and the practical side of things, of handling money, so that we will never go wrong. Kasi meron din naman talaga mga tao na nakapag-build ng wealth, pero mali yung perspective nila or mali yung principles nila. So minsan, imbis na magamit siya sa magandang paraan to help our nation, to help other people, minsan hindi siya nagagamit ng tama. So that is why biblical finance is very important, and knowing the foundations of the Bible pagdating sa money. Kasi there's a lot of verses about money in reality, di ba? About giving, about saving, about investing. So even sa Bible, nakasulat din yung about sa ants. Sorry, medyo nag-overtime tayo, Bob, no? Yung story of the ant na sila.
Sure.
Di ba yung mga ants, they used to save yung mga food nila so that if there will be rainy days, they will be ready. The same thing with us. Di ba? If we will use that principle from the Bible, if we will save our money, a portion of our income, we will use something during rainy days, such as this season na pandemic. So, marirealize natin, mahalaga pala na nakapag-build ako ng savings, just like the ants, which is written sa Bible yung mga stories nila. So, that's how we do it. We use the biblical principles in our daily lives.
Very insightful. Episode 14 of the season 2 of the podcast right here on the Ford Project, where we talk about money, business, and life. I like what you said earlier, that you try to be wealthy, try to be at least financially free so you can be a blessing to other people. Karlo Biglang-awa on this episode of the show right here tonight on TNC. Karlo, before we let you go, any platform or social media platform that you'd like to plug in, anything that they can maybe reach you, send you a message, go ahead, please.
Sure. If you have a question, you can message me in Facebook. Just search my name, Karlo Biglang-awa. I also have a YouTube channel and Spotify. I also conduct podcasts about family, faith, and finance. So just search my name in Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify, and I will be glad to answer your questions as well. And hopefully I can also help you in your journey towards financial freedom.
All right, there you go. Again, bro, thanks a lot for being here, being part of the episode. Maraming salamat. And this is not going to be the last time that you're going to be here. Maybe on my third season, you will be back to give us more insightful information. All right?
Yeah, thank you, Bob, for this opportunity. Sure, looking forward to that episode. Yeah, I'll also invite you sa podcast ko.
Sure. All right. There you go. Stay safe, brother. And again, maraming salamat. Thank you. All right, season 2, episode 14, Karlo Biglang-awa, financial advisor and business, or he has a business in real estate property. And again, thank you for being here tonight, and congratulations. We've all made it to this tough, previous year. And let's try to not just redo 2021. 2021. And try to challenge ourselves more to actually do more for this year. So by that December of this year, the result will be a little bit different. If not the best, a little better, a little different. And I hope everybody's still safe and healthy. And by the way, the show is being brought us by Puzzle Box BPO, sponsored by the Manila Times, Step Back, Philippine Association of Professional Speakers. And this has been your host, Bob, right here on The Fort Project, live on TNT tonight. Until next time, good night.